Okay, so this is part 3. Last time I made a video was the end of 2013, I believe, in Thailand, and had a lot of trouble with the courts and all that. Now, since then, what had happened was the Thai lady that was very kind with her Canadian husband had a lawyer on retainer, their business people, and they allowed him to help me. So he got involved, and I ended up going back to the courthouse. Speaking of the prosecutor again, this lawyer turned out to be great, better than the very expensive ones that took all my money and quit after I was out of money. Anyways, the prosecutor told him the same thing, that since 2006, emails were considered private in Thailand, defamation wouldn't stand, and it was now just up to the time period that the police officer had to investigate me, see if I've had any past, same sort of internet crimes or anything. Anyways, I guess it was about the end of January now that this lawyer had gotten a hold of this lieutenant who's originally arrested me and offered him a corruption payment of 10,000 baht, about 350 Canadian dollars, to give me my passport back. And he took it. He took the bait, but irregardless, that doesn't really mean anything. I got my passport back, and I still had to wait until February of 2014 when the case finally got to the prosecutor's office, and after all these years, he finally said I was free to go. The case was dropped, so by this time I was pretty rough and had to get doctor's notes to fly me back specially to Canada. I've been here for over a year now. It's May 2015 now, and I'd left in March 2014. So I've had a few surgeries. I was doing okay. Meanwhile, all the things that I've collected, all my personal goods and everything in Thailand, I couldn't pay the rent on my room anymore since I'm on a disability here now in Canada after starting out on the welfare social services. So kindly enough, they put my things into a storage room, or an extra room that wasn't rented, and that was fine. I didn't have to pay rent, and I was hoping one day I could go back and get everything. Well, it turns out somebody bought that room, and I got an email from the receptionist telling me I had to get rid of all my things. So I had a friend in Thailand, a British friend, who helped me out. He was actually away on holidays. He's working in Thailand, and he had his friend get all my stuff. Didn't realize how many things I had, actually, furniture, which isn't important to me. Stored it. So as it sits now, my health's gotten worse. I've had liver failure, diabetes out of control. I'm going in for a kidney biopsy in 3 more weeks, and my kidney specialist figures it's almost dialysis time, and if that's true, then I'll just take my own life, because to be honest, I've lived a great life up until all this crap started, and I had no qualms with leaving. I won't live on dialysis 4 days a week, 4 hours a day, can't work, I'm going crazy. So anyways, I don't have money to get my things shipped back to me. It's outrageous how much FedEx and HPS and all those shipping companies want, even on a ship, slow slug mail. I'm on disability again, so like I say, I can't afford it. My friend has all of my things. He's cleaned it all out, narrowed it down to a few of my personal boxes, my father's funeral pictures, passports, my personal papers and stuff, and some of my musical instruments that I, really would like. But anyways, I can't get it back here, so I called our government now I'm here in Canada and asked them if we had any program that they could help get my things and ship it back here, even if I had to pay them monthly installments or something out of my disability check. They told me the first thing to do is to email the Bangkok embassy, again, which I've already told you in the previous videos were just completely useless. I emailed them and gave them all this information. I emailed the guy that I was personally dealing with from the embassy, and they just sent me an email back saying, they basically, it seems as though they didn't even read my email because they talked about things I'd already told them. They asked me if I could have a friend in Thailand ship it back here for me and pay it, which I'd already told them in my email. Too expensive, so forth and so forth. So they said that they had forwarded my email to the consulate in Canada, in Ottawa, the capital of Canada, which is kind of useless because it was here that they told me the move is to get a hold of Bangkok. So again, I'm just bringing up the fact how useless the Canadian embassy is in Bangkok, and I'm willing to, go to the press and swear on everything. It would all be facts. It wouldn't be any defamation. So, as it stands right now, here I am. I don't know what's going to happen, how long I'm going to have, in my life, but it would be nice to have a few of, my personal things. My friend said he could, try to sell it for me and send me the money, which wouldn't be a lot, but like I told him, the point is I don't really want money. I want my, some things that would make me happy right now. I can't work anymore. That's all in my past. Never again will I be able to be an engineer or go to work or travel. Dialysis, like I said, I just won't. The waiting list for a kidney is 3 years here in Canada, so it's basically, coming to this. So anyways, that's the update. Again, I'm really here to put down our embassy and what they do for you, and to say that this one German man, now I'm back in Canada, I guess I can't be charged with defamation, really ruined my life, but it was actually this lieutenant in Thailand that took this charge, figured what had happened is they seen my website and they emailed the German man and his Thai wife. They saw I was an engineer because I had my website on there. They thought engineer equals money. Told the police. He figured, okay, he can suck a few 100,000 baht out of me. Knows that I can't live in Thailand without a passport or work or anything, and was just hoping I would pay him corruption money. This all happened before the coup. Thailand's now under martial law, as most people know. And I don't know what's happened to this cop, whether he's got away with it, but our embassy sure hasn't done a thing to help. And it seems like I'm just going to lose everything I have. And just be here with what I've got now, which is pretty much nothing. Disability checks and nothing from my past 14 years that I can at least have around me and make me happy day by day. So anyways, this is part 3. Not the greatest story, but I think with social media these days, people should know, especially Canadians, or actually anyone in the world about how Canadians treat their own. Being born here, I know we take in a lot of refugees and immigrants, and which I'm very, very proud of. I'm glad that we do that. But when it comes to a Canadian-born person, we don't actually get any help. It wouldn't take much for them to put something on a crate and get it to me. I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars of income tax over the last 34 years of hard work, and they refuse to do anything. It just seems really wrong and sad, but that's the way our embassy is. So I'm going to have to look over these 3 videos. I don't know if this will be the final one or if I'm going to make another one after I've sat here and thought about what I just said. But anyways, just yeah, be careful when you're traveling around, and especially if you're from Canada. I don't know what other countries do. I know I had a friend who was an American die when I was in Thailand, and the police called me when they found him in his room. So I contacted the embassy and tried to find his family and all that. Well, the American embassy swooped right in, put all his personal items, including his motorcycle and everything, in a crate, shipped it off, found his family in America, and shipped it off back to him. So, I mean, that's fair. And yet Canadian embassy or government does absolutely nothing for us, and they can see how much tax I've paid over all these years, and now I just can't work anymore. And my friend can't keep all my stuff. His contract's finished in September. Even if I had the money, I couldn't travel back. I thought about just buying a return ticket, going there empty-handed, bringing back my personal stuff in a suitcase and, box and some of my instruments that make me happy, but can't even afford to do that now. So anyways, I guess that's it. Keep in mind, this can happen to any one of you. So I'll sign off now, and thanks for listening to all my crap.